previous election and what has transpired during the COVID pandemic to see what is it that they are bringing to the people in terms of service delivery, in terms of electricity, unemployment, and so forth, some of the burning issues in the current situation that the country is in. And I'm joined here with Mandelive. You're welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
And then on the panel, we've got Jan Motobuli.
Thank you for having me, and good evening to our viewers.
Petunia Mukwena.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
And then we've got Danny Tupane from the African Transformation Movement, the ATM.
Good evening. Good evening to your viewers.
And then we also have Sipo Shongwe from the POA.
Thank you.
And our resident analyst, Walter Mashilo. Always good to have you. And then also online, we've got Funzela from Action SA and also Tsireletso Mati from Us the People. I want to begin with those that are representing political. Yes, this is your first time as well to be participating in the elections. We saw you at the commission boldly talking about how unconstitutional the lockdowns were, and we hoping to see more of you in the political space debating on various issues. So what is it that you are bringing at this particular point in time in terms of the local government, and what is your strategy and approach to that?
Well, I think as the people, we obviously, in terms of elections, you know, it is a contestation of ideas, political ideas, and as well as ideas that arise from the environment in which we exist currently. And if you look at the country right now, it is going to be absolutely impossible to come in such a platform or to write on a manifesto that you will do this, you will do that for the people, while municipalities themselves are controlled by the lockdown of the government. We know that the country has been in a lockdown since March last year. And the first thing that we will ensure as the people when we have been elected into the city of Johannesburg, because the city of Johannesburg is where we are contesting elections and nowhere else. So we are ensuring that first of all, we will bring an end to the lockdown that is imposed by the national government. Because if you look at the Disaster Management Act, it allows for identification of local disasters, regional disasters, provincial disasters. Then that is when a national disaster would be declared. And as you have heard our view from the Moseneke Commission, we are quite certain that there is no virus, and this lockdown is actually created to achieve particular achievements of not even limited to South Africa, but it is happening globally. So our first move as limits people socializing, it limits religious activities and all other activities. So the first thing would be to end the lockdown and to, according to assessments that we will do in Johannesburg, as we can even do now when we are outside government and outside the municipality, we can identify that there's actually no virus and there's actually no disaster. So the Disaster Management Act is, as you have mentioned, it is unconstitutional, and we will actually bring the national government to book for what they have done, for the entire damages that they have done to the economy of Johannesburg and the economy of South Africa since March last year. We will bring them to book, but for certain, we will end the lockdown that is imposed by the national government on the city of Johannesburg. I mean, it has proven to have adverse effects on the residents of Johannesburg, on the economy of Johannesburg, on everything else, because you must understand that the lockdown is at the center of controlling how we move forward as a country. Okay. So I think any party that can come and want to promise people things without firstly dealing with the lockdown would actually be lying to the people. So we're actually saying that we will condemn and oppose the lockdown, and we will also condemn and oppose the genocidal experiment that is disguised as a vaccine rollout. I mean, in
All right,
Johannesburg,
thank you so much, Tirelezo. We'll get back to you. We're going to go on a short break. When we come back,
Action SA, that their manifesto is part of the engagement with community members. But I would want to find out from him, because I didn't even hear him mentioning anything that Tirelezo has said, because I agree with him 100%. Is there, during their consultation, is there some of the community members who said that they enjoy living under this current situation of the lockdown, that once we vote you into power, continue with the lockdown and create us jobs while we are in the lockdown? This is the way which you deal with a crisis, that when it suits politicians like now, is the time of electioneering, then the virus can simply go on holiday. But then come December, when we are supposed to be enjoying the festive with our family, we know that now the virus is unleashed, the wave is unleashed. I just want to find out, because I heard him talking of so many sweet-sounding slogans and very matured, and then at the end he summarizes that
Funzo is ready for you.
This is the consultation with the people. So do the people of South Africa enjoy, did he come to a certain community that the people say that we welcome the current situation which we are living in?
Funzo is ready for you.
Yes, I hear that. You know, Oscar, if truly politicians or whatever, the way they govern us is how we want, we wouldn't even be in a situation where we are being threatened of not going to shops because we don't prefer a certain medicine. Because now during the elections, we are being told that this thing that we are presenting to you, that the way we are going to fight corruption, we are going to fight corruption this way, is what we got it from you. So I want to find out that
record of being in government, and not only being in government, but being an entrepreneur in his own right, and doing exceptionally well even during difficult times of apartheid. And when he became a mayor, a lot of people actually wrote him off and said, what is this businessman going to do?
Funza, I would have to cut you short. We are running out of time. I want to give Tirelezo also an opportunity to give his final remarks as well, and comment in terms of whether they are also considering coalitions should an opportunity arise, and should they be a kingmaker in one of the municipalities. Which of the political parties are they willing to work with and also support to ensure that they deliver service delivery in the communities?
Well, obviously, we are willing to work with anyone. I mean, we are as the people, and people depend on cooperation. Without cooperation, we can not be able to have societies. People must cooperate so that we can be able to build societies. So we are willing to work with anyone that is willing to protect the freedom and rights of people. We've seen that the freedom of choice of people have been taken away, the right to bodily sovereignty, the right to self-defense, the right to movement, the freedoms and rights of our people have been taken away gradually since last March. And we are willing to work with anyone who is willing to restore those rights. I mean, now the national government intends on expropriating people's property without compensation and actually taking custody of that property. People have been taking custody of that property. People have been paying for property for more than 25 years. They've been paying for their property for the longest of time since they started working. And the national government wants to come now and expropriate that property. So we are willing to work with anyone who wants to protect the rights and freedoms of the people of Johannesburg.
Awesome. I'll take it back to our panel. We just have a few minutes left. Do you see lots of coalitions coming into play as a result of this election?
Everybody has had this